Good morning, everybody. It is time for more cricket as I head to Durham versus Sussex. Today, it is the first fixture in the Metro One Day Cup, so I'm very much looking forward to that. And not only is it the first one-day match of the season for the Durham men, it's actually going to be north of the Tyne. They are coming to South Northumberland Cricket Club today and will be playing a game there. I believe it's traditional for them to do that a couple of times a season. So not so far for me to go today. I'm staying on this side of the river, and it'll be my first visit to there, which I'm looking forward to. I've been advised that there's not an awful lot of seating available, so I'm taking a chair of my own. So that will be a new experience as well. As for what I'm expecting from the game, I think it's pretty up in the air. Looking at Durham, it's the white ball where they have been stronger this season so far, obviously with qualifying for the next round of the T20. Sussex did not from the Southern group, but I think for quite a lot of reasons you can't draw comparisons to that necessarily. Looking at the women's side of things, where, as I mentioned before, there wasn't an awful lot of consistency between the two formats, and you also have the 100 starting today, so certainly Durham have some players away. Having seen the squad, there's quite a few new names in it this season. Captain Alex Lees is still in the side and will be expected to captain the side today. Looking at the Sussex squad and seeing some of the reactions from their fans, I get the feeling it's a new captain they're going to have today, or someone who's not done it an awful lot before. So they've probably got some players away as well. I don't know a huge amount about their squad, but that's going to be part of the fun of going to the game today. It's a new team that I get to see come and play Durham, and as long as I get some good cricket today, I'll be happy. So I'm going to head over to Gosforth now, which is where the ground is, and I will check in with you guys when I get there. So I will see you there. I'm here and it's already quite a different experience to the riverside, which I was expecting, to be honest. I mean, as you can see, people have brought chairs. I will show you where I am set up in a minute. But it's quite popular. You know, it's nice to see that there's a lot of people here who want to watch the game, and I think that's part of the reason they play a game here, to try and give the supporters north of the Tyne more of an opportunity to come and watch a game. So it's a nice little ground. I'm just having a walk around it and exploring it a bit. And the game is going to be streamed today. They'll be interested in how good that stream will look. You get a lot of streams that are put on which only really show the square, so they hit the ball and you've no idea where it's gone. I still haven't seen the starting lineups yet, but we should have the toss soon, so I will look to bring them to you after that. And it's actually quite difficult to walk around the pitch here because you are blocked off and sort of buried somewhere at the minute, and if I want to see the other side then I have to walk the other way, otherwise I end up in the car park. So walking back around, and there's not a huge amount more to say at the moment. As I said, I'll be looking to bring the teams when I can, but it's a nice day. We should have a good game. So you can walk quite close to where they're warming up. Nearly got hit by the ball a minute ago when it went just past the rope. So, got to be careful here, but if you turn up to cricket and you're not, then, well, that's on you. Right, it's about 10 minutes before we get going. It's a very windy day here today, so I reckon there might be quite a lot of sixes that come out at some point, especially if they're hammered down the ground. The toss has been done, and it has been won by Sussex. I'm quite used to Durham losing it, to be honest, and Sussex have elected to field first. So Durham will be batting. I think that may well suit though, because it's often what Alex Lees picks anyway, so he might be quite pleased with that. Now, I can get the teams, but I have to get them through the phone, so I can give them to you now, but they will be a little staggered. Starting with Durham, it is Lees, Gay, Ackerman, Rhodes, Robinson, Mustard, Drizzle, Rain, Yusuf, Killeen, Minto. And it is Ollie Robinson, not Luke Robinson. For Sussex, it's Haynes, Tia, Clark, Ibrahim, Hudson Prentice, Carter, Lamb, Carson, Lenham, Carvelis, Crocombe. So there's a few names in that Durham side who I'm not familiar with, haven't really seen before, so I look forward to seeing that. And as I mentioned earlier, it will be the first time I have seen Sussex play. So I'm looking forward to the game. It is going to be Durham to bat first and Sussex to field. And I won't be saying a huge amount during the game, but I will check in at times.
But he's still on the contract, so he's still raking in the money.
Okay, it's 15 over through here in Gosforth, and the score is 86 for 1. So Durham will be pleased with that. It's over 5 and over, and this partnership from Gay and Rhodes has been very good. For Sussex, it's definitely Finn Hudson Prentice who has caused most of the issues, as he managed to get the wicket of Alex Lees in a wicket maiden over right at the start of the innings. So for Durham, it looked like it might be a bit grim at that point, but we've had a lot of good batting from the two we've got in right now, including lots of boundaries. So Hudson Prentice has been rested at this time. He may come back later, and there were a lot that fly past the bat, or were flying past the bat when he was bowling, but they did manage to start hitting some boundaries off him. So I think Durham will be the happier at the minute, but you know, a lot of the innings left to go, so we'll see what happens.
It's got share in a few. That's passion, see.
30 over through, and it's 159 for 3, so that's a better 15 overs from a Sussex point of view. Durham still managed to get some runs on the board, but they have lost Emilio Gay and Colin Ackerman. When the captain for Sussex, Castle, decided to bring himself spin, his had gone Gay to hit it up in the air, and it was quite a well taken catch. Since then, Lamb is the one who got Ackerman. He bowled in, but we still have Will Rhodes in there. He's ticking along quite nicely on 78. Ollie Robinson is also in there. He's not hanging around. We've had a couple of boundaries from him, and they're picking up a lot of singles as well. So it'll be an interesting last 20 overs, and Sussex will be trying to get some more wickets, obviously. Durham will be looking to put together more and try and get towards. So an exciting 20 overs ahead, hopefully. And so far, my prediction about sixes has been totally wrong, so we've not had a single one.
Yeah, that has got a kick. Yeah.
Is a backslash good influence?
Yeah.
Durham end the innings on 310 for 7. I think they'll be very pleased with that scoreline in the end. And it comes largely down to a magnificent century from Ollie Robinson, who scored 100 exactly before going for it in the last over, where he was caught. Will Rhodes did his part as well, 96, so another brilliant innings. Unfortunately, he got a little bit too excited towards the end of that, and it was Archie Lenham who bowled, and he was caught when he tried to hit a boundary off it. Archie Lenham has been the standout bowler, I would say, for Sussex. a very good economy of only about 3.7, and he did get that big wicket of Rhodes, so a good performance from him on the Sussex side. They did use 6 bowlers, Sussex, so moved it around a bit. How they're going to feel about this score? They're obviously going to give it a go. It might be a good batting pitch, it might not. They will need to bat well if they are going to get to the target of 311, but they're definitely going to give it a go, and we'll see how Durham bowl as well. "15 overs into the Sussex innings, and it is 59 for 3. So it's looking a lot better for Durham at the moment than it is for Sussex. They have taken 3 wickets, and you have to think Sussex will need a partnership of some sort soon. Haynes is still there, who was one of the opening batters, and he's in with Hudson Prentice. So there have been some good shots from Sussex resulting in boundaries, but they haven't really picked up enough singles yet. "30 overs into the Sussex innings, and it's 138 for 5. So runs wise, that's only 21 fewer than Durham had at this point, but they have just lost Hudson Prentice. He was run out after hesitating for a second run, so that's quite a big loss because he goes for 44. So it's now up to Carter and Lamb to try and put a partnership together, and Carter's been there for quite a while, but his strike rate is only somewhere in the 30s, I believe, at the minute. So they really are struggling to pick up the runs, even if we have had some 4s and 6s. So it's still looking in Durham's favour. I'd say with 5 wickets left, 20 overs to go. Let's see what it brings. Well, that was a lot more entertaining than it looked like it could be at one point. Sussex bowled out for 259, but that does not tell the full story. Pretty much just after I left you last time, Carter started picking up and Lamb was hitting a lot of boundaries, and they put together a very good partnership of around 84, I think it was, in the end. And even when Clark was then out, you know, the captain came in and they were still looking dangerous, especially with Lamb at the crease. So he put together a very respectable 72, I think it was, something like that. So they definitely made a game of it, and the Durham fans went very quiet, including myself at one point, thinking that if they carried on the way they were going to knock it off. So Durham did bowl well in the end. They managed to get the danger men and bowl them all out. There was some good bowling from Yusuf today, for sure. But the star of the show, definitely Will Rhodes. I think he has to go down as man of the match overall, which is a bit harsh on Ollie Robinson because he scored the century, obviously, and caught pretty much every wicket that was taken today. But some great bowling from Rhodes, which kept the run rate down, and took several wickets as well. So a brilliant performance from him today. Looking at it from the perspective of both teams, I think what won it for Durham was obviously having two batters who could put together very big scores, and they took a lot of singles as well, at the same time as the bowling managing to get the wickets that they needed to get and keep the run rate down. For Sussex, I think if they picked up a few more singles earlier in the innings, it could have been an awful lot closer than it was, and they tended to rely on boundaries, which can be a little bit dangerous when you risk being caught. But there was some good bowling from them as well, obviously with their spinning being very effective. So I think both teams can take quite a lot from it and bring it into the future games. So there's a lot more of the competition to go. This is the first game, so we'll see what happens there. So before I head home, just a couple of last minute thoughts as a Durham fan. I think the 34 scores by Emilio Gay won't be talked about much and will be a bit on the underrated side, but it was very important after the early loss of Alex Lees. That innings, along with Will Rhodes, helped to steady the ship a lot and was very important and contributed a lot. So good on Emilio Gay for that innings, and also the innings from Mustard later on as well, when he was in with Ollie Robinson. So some good batting that we've already discussed. It was my first game here today at South Northumberland Cricket Club. I have enjoyed my visit very much. It was a different experience to the Riverside for sure, because it's mainly all on one level. You have to take your own chair generally, or maybe sit on a bench. So a different experience, but an enjoyable one. And I swear behind me, quite near to the screen, I have been in quieter train stations. It's like there was a queue forming between every single over to cross from one side to the other. So amusing, but good fun at the same time as well. So it's nice that we get to have a game up here. It's certainly closer for me too, and it's good that we're on the right side of the result as well. So I think that will be it for today. I should be back on the 13th, I think it is, for the next home one-day match, and I'll look forward to that. So in the meantime, thanks a lot for watching.